Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is number 3. So I just wanted to kind of talk about what I think plays a huge role in my 2 autoimmune diseases. So I have definitely been through my fair share of trauma, as I'm sure a lot of you have as well, starting from when I was a young girl. So a part of me really feels that trauma plays a big part in autoimmune diseases and maybe even other diseases. But I just have noticed that when I look back, I feel that I've really handled my trauma and stress and everything that's happened in my life like fairly well. But in November of 2023, I had a failed IVF transfer. It was very devastating for both my husband and I. We were really confident it was going to work, and when it didn't, we were extremely let down. The next month in December is when I had my first, I can't say first symptoms, but I had a lot of symptoms that felt like they just kind of came out of nowhere. I had symptoms starting in 2019, but this was pretty bad. I had extreme pain, which ultimately led me to being bedridden. So I definitely feel that was a trigger. I don't believe that was a coincidence because of just how quickly it happened right after that traumatic event happened. But I just really feel that there is something to be said about trauma and gut issues and autoimmune diseases and all that. I just really think that there is something to be said. In 2018, I had a lot of stomach problems, and I could not get answers or find out what was wrong. And I ultimately ended up diagnosing myself with IBS. I believe now that this was my autoimmune issue, most likely the lupus, because at that time I also had a lot of hair coming out, like massive amounts of chunks. So I don't know, I just got to thinking, the last few months, that almost every single time I had something traumatic happen, it would affect my gut. I would have stomach problems like the IBS. And I made a lot of changes when I found out that I had IBS, a lot of diet changes and things that I just kind of tried to minimize. And then, I would put it back into my meal plan and see how I reacted to it. But I just, there's definitely some correlation between the two. And I think really the best thing you can do is try to manage, your stress and depression, anxiety, and more so your mental health. If you do that, I think that will really help. But it's easier said than done. I definitely struggle with that, and I just think that my traumas have definitely affected my overall health. But you just have to make the best of it and try to just manage, your mental health. And that's hard. That is really hard. So I am in the process of trying to do that. self-help books and, deep breathing exercises and stuff. I've always done that, but I'm really trying to build my faith as well. I want to be closer to God. So I have been really working on doing that. I think that that's where you have to start. You just need, He is getting me through. And I am a firm believer in that. So that's really all I can do at this point. So just putting in my 2 cents. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Hump Day.